They don't make them like they used to. Now, that's a saying that's often used in tech sometimes when people who've used tech in the past talk about the way that technology used to be made. It's used in lots of different contexts, not just technology. And the reason I'm sort of using that phrase to open this video is in my hand, I have a Polaroid Cool Cam. Now, this camera was first made in 1988. And that phrase that I used comes from a song. It comes from a Kenny Rogers song from an album which is titled same name as the title, sorry. And it's really interesting because as I hold this camera in my hand, it's probably now well over 20 years old. Okay. I remember it because we used to take Polaroids in my family as a way of taking a photo and creating them straight away. And I found this in a box. It was just sitting there sort of unused, that the handle's broken. In the box I put it in, the handle broke. Badly treated, if I'm being brutally honest. You know, shooting on instant film is now back in trend, but it just shows that here 20 years later, here's the same technology. It's come all the way back around. And actually you can still buy one of these today for roughly £89. Just call it roughly $100 in today's money. But what I did is I opened the camera and it looked like it worked. I opened the bottom. You can just sort of slide this little button here and it opens the bottom. And inside I saw this. I saw the name of the film that it takes. And it said Film Polaroid 600. And so this is 20 years old. They made that camera with that film 20 years ago. And I was trying to figure out, well, how do you charge this thing to see if it works? I just wanted to take a photo. You know, it's got some really kind of interesting capabilities here on the front. You can essentially take a portrait or you can take like a landscape photo. But I just wanted to get it to work and I couldn't figure it out. And then I realized, wait a minute, maybe the film is the battery. Maybe you have to get the film and that's what charges the camera up. So actually, I researched it. I Googled Polaroid 600 and unbeknownst to me, this is a thriving community. You can still buy Polaroid 600 film. So here's a camera I found 20 years ago. Here's film I ordered just 3 days ago. Okay, it's just arrived, good old DHL, and I ordered it from Polaroid themselves. I didn't want to sort of get fleeced on eBay. I know you can get them for less online. You don't get charged delivery, at least here in the UK. But I wanted to order it directly from Polaroid themselves. You can see it says there Polaroid, and you can just get 8 instant photos. We've only got 8 films on this, so I ordered it because I wanted to see, does this camera still work? So let's find out. Let me just open this. Give me one sec. Okay, so just got it open. It comes in a nice sort of shiny little foil. Actually, it's quite novel actually. I'm sure the foil has been upgraded over time. And gosh, oh god, it's got that sort of, I can only describe it as tech smell from back in the day. You don't, like, it's really weird. Like, I can't really, there's no smell-o-vision here, so I can't really tell you what this smells like. But needless to say, here's the film. Everything looks like it's good to go. And I think behind there is where the battery is. I think those are the sort of the battery contacts. So you put it into the camera and then off we go. So I'm going to try this on video now. I'm just going to try and figure out how to slot it in. It's kind of one of those things where you have to be super careful you get it right. If I look inside of the camera, maybe you can just see it. You can just see 2 silver contacts right at the back. They're at the bottom. So my hunch is that those 2 silver contacts on the back connect with those. So this goes like this. And if you think about it, this makes sense because this is the bit at the top that's going to be exposed. And we should just be able to slot this in. Now that it's in, let's just, I should have really checked the instructions of what I'm supposed to do because I'm not sure how you're supposed to take this out. So I hope I wasn't supposed to do something before I put it in. In fact, let me just double check that right now. Oh, it still works. You heard it there. I had no clue what I was doing. And it still works. There you go. It pulled out the little things. God, I cannot believe it. I'm not even going to take a photo just yet, but the fact that I put that in and 20 years later, this thing still works. You can see the battery's there, it's charged on. If it has any capacitors or anything that's supposed to release, it's probably going to explode on me in the first take. But needless to say, you pull it out, and the novelty of this, look at this little card. This is what it prints out when it does that. Insert the film this side up, do not remove this dark side. You put it in and boom, you're pretty much ready to go. So, moment of truth. What we're going to do is we're going to switch this to portrait. There's a little image there that shows you what you want. Now, I don't know what any of the other dials do, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a photo. We're going to see what happens. Needless to say, I'm probably going to try and take a selfie, see if that even works. Now, this isn't really what you're strictly supposed to do, because you're supposed to actually look in the viewfinder and figure out where everything is and kind of check that everything's in focus. But we're just going to try this. Let's go ahead. Let's see if I can hold it far enough out. Let me move my mic out the way. Let's just move this here. Let's move my mic out the way. Let's just do this. Let's just do it like this. You can kind of be in the frame here. Let's get this, and I think it's this button. So we're just going to smile. It says 0.6 to 1.2 meters. So maybe I need more distance. You know what? I'm going to do something different. I'm going to take a photo of... how do I do this? I don't want to waste this. You only get 8 shots. And you see, this is the thing. With film, you only get 8 shots. So you think a lot more about the photos. So now I'm thinking about framing. It's very different taking a photo of your phone where you just try 50 times and one of them works and you delete the other 49. So I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna take it like this. We're just gonna see how it works. Probably be a really bad photo, waste of a film, but needless to say, I'll hold it out as far as I possibly can. We'll kind of make sure that I'm looking right at the camera, and when I'm ready. All right, that looks like it worked. We're gonna wait. We're going to wait for this to process. Now, what you're supposed to do is, as it prints it out, you pull it out and you start to shake and you help it sort of process. Now, it takes a bit of time. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I wonder if it's going to be correctly exposed, but there used to be a joy about this. There used to be a joy in sitting there watching this sort of blank piece of paper do its thing. And at the moment, there's nothing on there. So I'm really hoping I've done this right. I'm hoping there was even enough light to actually get this to work. So let's give it some time. I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know what's going to happen here. But if this doesn't work, what I will do is I will probably go online and research what to do with the remaining 7 shots that I have. But needless to say, let's see how this turns out. Okay, so at this point I've been holding the film to the camera and I've sped it up hopefully in editing. And what's crazy is you can start to see the photos coming through. And my mind is just blown. Like, this camera is 20 years old, at least 20 years old. I remember taking photos of my brother when he was 5 or 6 with this camera. My brother's a lot older now. I'm in danger of dating him, but this camera is at least 20 years old. It's been in like a box, like a cardboard box, not badly kept, but not exactly loved. The handle broke in the time. You can see the handle's fallen off. The freaking material has deteriorated faster than the actual electrical construction. The concept has outlived the materials. That's something so rare in technology. And all I did is I ordered a brand new set of film. This film was probably made a few, weeks or months ago from Polaroid. Today, brand new logo, completely different logo to what's on top of this camera. If I just show you the logo on this camera, you can see they've gone through a couple of brand iterations here. And here we are. The film is processing, and we're pretty much there. Absolutely incredible. They don't make them like they used to. I think it's a fair thing to say. I don't know any tech today that you could buy today and in 20 years' time be still working or be absolutely obsolete. Or even better, you could still get the battery and the film for it. I don't know. Apart from instant film cameras, I can't think of anything else. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.